my grandmother, my mother's mother, Julia Mardich, she was Julia Donchalovich. She was sent here when she was 15 years old by her father. Her father was like a travel agent in Yugoslavia, and he could see that the things were beginning to happen between outside influences, and in fact, her aunt was bayoneted by a soldier because she was sitting on flour for the family to make bread, and the soldier came in and said, "We want what you have to eat, give us to eat." And she said, "I have nothing." And he says, "We know that you have some flour here," and he bayoneted her. And when her brother saw that, he went home and he says, the family, the children, he says, "Get out of here." She says, "We're too old, but we want you to have a better life." Her sister was already here, so he sent her to America via the boat and then a train, and her sister Elizabeth took her in, and she was like a maid. She cleaned house, she took care of their children, and then she made an arrangement with a marriage with one of the boarders that was living there.
And this was in Whiting that they came to?
They lived on Fisher Avenue, and like I say, it wasn't until after my grandmother married my grandfather, who was Michael Mardich, that they had the house on Stiver Street.
Any idea why they came to Whiting? Why Whiting?
Well, because her sister was here. Her brother was in Cleveland, and another brother was out west. He was
in Utah,
and he worked in
the mines.
And a mine had an explosion. He got killed. But her brother in Cleveland grew up there with his family, and he worked for a company. He had knowledge of math and everything else. In fact, both boys had college educations. The girls didn't. The girls were just supposed to get married and have kids. You don't go to school. You just go long enough to learn to write your name, and that's it. But the boys all had high school education and Catholic college education, because they wanted one of the boys to be a priest, but they never turned out that way.